got to worry about a needle swing, and is that 63? Is that 65? But here you get an exact digital reading. So, and how you would get to this is you go to your gauges, and there's a setting in here. Go to custom gauges. You click OK, and then this is 1, 2, and 3, and you can just cycle through them, and you can cycle up and down to change the gauges to whatever you want. That right there with the tractor showing the up and down arrow on the fifth wheel is a fifth wheel pressure gauge, just like this. So you hit OK. Then when you go back to your gauges under the truck, there's gauge 1, there's gauge 2, there's gauge 3. So whatever this used to be, now it's a fifth wheel gauge. Now you have a digital reading instead of a needle point. Now this gauge should be sitting around 61, 62, but we're sitting at a downhill slant. Anytime you're sitting at a downhill slant, your number's going to read higher because more weight is getting pushed on the fifth wheel because of the angle of the slope. If we were sitting in the reverse direction in an uphill slant, you would have a lower number reading, what you want, because more weight would be pushed towards the back. To do a tug test is you get your hand on your trailer brake, and anytime you do connect up to a trailer, you want to do at least 2 tug tests. So you put it in low gear, put it in 1, and you just let your foot off the brake, tap the gas, and let it barely roll, pull the trailer down. Tap it. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're getting ready to go over a single axle scale, and there's a digital readout just above the blue pallets up there. On this particular scale, you can only scale 1 axle at a time, and again, we're looking for 12,000 on the steers, 34,000 on the drives, 34,000 on the trailer, or less. So we're going to scale this load and see what numbers we get, and then we'll go over adjusting to get it proper and get it legal, and then we'll rescale and see what we get. So here we go. 11,560. Whether it's a single axle scale or a multi-axle scale, you never want to set your trailer brakes. Always leave your trailer brakes open. If you need to get out to hit the button at a scale, only set the tractor brakes, the yellow button only. Leave the red button in. So now we're going to pull forward and see what our drives look like. Looks like we're 31,300 on our drives. So we were 11,560 on the steers, 31,300 on the drives. And now we're going to pull forward and see what our tail looks like. We are actually 34,920 pounds. So we're going to have to pull around and slide our tandems to shift the weight off of the tail onto the drives. So let's do that. There's 16 holes in the slide rail here, and all you do is pull the plunger, and it will suck your pins in, allowing the trailer now to slide along this rail, sliding the weight front to back, whichever way you need it to go. Again, in this scenario, we were 31,560 on the drives, 34,960 on the trailer. We needed to take weight off of the trailer and put it on the drives. Okay, at this point we scaled. We needed to move 1,000 pounds of weight. So we needed to shift the weight forward 3 holes. We were in this hole. Now we got it in the 10th hole. I'm still in bridge law. Each one of these holes will move approximately 300 to 400 pounds of weight. We had 960 pounds of weight, so I chose to go 3 holes. It's just give or take a little over 1,000 pounds of weight. I pushed the weight forward to take the weight off of the trailer and put it on to the drives. If you need weight in the front of the trailer, you pull the trailer forward. If you need to move the weight to the back of the trailer and put more weight on your tandems, then you need to drive backwards. Weight in the front, drive forward. Weight needed in the back, drive backwards. It's the easiest way to keep it straight. So we shifted the holes, or we shifted the weight 3 holes forward, and that should move about 1,000 pounds. So let's see what we got. As you can see here with the 5th wheel, or with the 5th wheel gauge, sorry. As you can see, we slid. We were at 57 or thereabouts, 57, 58. We slid 3 holes. Now we're looking at about 60 on the gauge. We should get a much better scale reading now. Let's see what we get. Never move your truck backwards without having your four ways on. And always proceed very slowly after you're sure that there's nothing back there to run over. Okay, here we've got our tandems now. We moved 1,000 pounds from the tandems to the drives, and if you look at the readout, we're 33,900. Before we were 34,900, so we've successfully shifted 1,000 pounds from the tandems to the drives. Now we're 32,600 on the drives. We're 33,900 on the tandems. We're in bridge law. We're legal. We're within weight tolerance. We're ready to take the trip.